Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I am not alone today. I've got Jeff with me. Good
Who should
morning,
be at
Jeff.
work today?
Who should be at work today?
I'll do a half day, I guess. It's going to
So
interrupt my plans.
it happens.
Yep.
So today we're going to be going over the 4-4 tornado last week that I ended up chasing.
Dude, that was some crazy footage.
Oh, and yeah, we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly with that chase. Because there was some ugly. Let me get my share screen going. I want to use this window. All right, everyone. So, nice part about running APRS while you're storm chasing is you can log your locations. Ignore these two lines. My mobile station puts me in China right now for some odd reason. So, that's what those are doing. They're peeking back to China. I made it from Iowa to China in record time and China and back. But the reason why we're going to be going through this, it's an AAR. This is an after action review. Good morning, shooter or the random wire. The reason why we're going through this is it's good after you do something like this with an Aries activation or with a, any kind of emergency activation to go back over and see what happened, what went well, what didn't go well, and what can be improved, if anything can be improved. When you write it down, it's an after action report. When we're verbally doing it out loud after the fact, it's an after action review. And if you sit down that night and really grind it out, it's called a hot wash. So, all basically the same thing, just different forms of it. So, we are going to do an after action review of my storm chase. I will bring on the unedited version of the tornado intercept. So that will be coming up. But I first want to start with the APRS. So our chase actually started over here in Pella. I think this might have been the first one. I got to look at times. Let's check. Yep. 16/17/52 is actually when our first, that chase first started. And in the course of an hour, you see how I went all around Lake Red Rock. I did that twice. I was watching a storm chaser. He went from Oskaloosa over to Knoxville, and that's when I decided to come back down into Knoxville and figure out what was going on. By this point, we'd used a quarter tank of gas driving around the lake, and my oldest son looked at me because the storms were actually over here near Winterset, and they hadn't even crossed the I-35 corridor yet. And he looks at me, he goes, "Dad, make up your mind, pick a storm. I don't care if it's right or wrong, just go." So we had a line of storms here. So from that point, you can see we went from Knoxville up 92, made our way over by Martinsdale. I was watching a line that was right at Martinsdale. And that's when a storm, and I wish I had the radar loop, down here by Osceola started kicking off. We started backtracking. They had high hail over in this area down here. And it started coming over. We started backtracking to the point where I'm not going to pull my vehicle information because I'm not going to admit or deny that I was speeding. That information will remain for whoever wants to look it up, but I'm not going to put it live on air. A tornado ended up touching down over here closer to Lacona, between Liberty Center and Lacona. And my initial plan was to punch through the forward flank, get over here by Knoxville and observe it from the Knoxville side. We started taking hail right up here about where the truck is. And I ended up having to back down or back off because I didn't want to lose a windshield. When it got to quarter size hail, I'm like, yeah, no, it ain't worth losing a windshield for. So I backed off and had to let the storm go by. The raw footage ends up getting taken place, and I know we've seen it in the video. Got to find where I backtracked. Woo. Right over here. So I was right there, maybe. You can definitely see a zig in the zag. It was right over here. Might have been right where the truck is. We end up spotting the tornado. I end up backing up, and that's where I'm calling everything in. Oh, there it is. So we ended up getting eyes on the tornado over here. The tornado itself had been on the ground for probably 10 miles already. And I'm going to fully admit to this, I didn't see it at first. When you listen to the raw footage, you'll hear my son call it out. I was looking at radar. He was looking out the windows. I was looking at radar. Tornado came in right through here. And the reason why I know it, because on the video, you see a video from the Bender family, and they live right at this intersection. The tornado ended up coming through roughly, and I know actually there's a hand that lives down by this church, about roughly where the hand is. So the tornado came in roughly through here, crossed Highway 92, Highway 5, and then cut up like that. So it was a few hours of chasing. I did two circles around Iowa's largest lake, was indecisive, and it wasn't even me who put eyes on it. It was my partner, which was my oldest son. We could have gotten a lot closer. Like I said, I'm going to be hypercritical of myself. We could have gotten a lot closer. This was the first tornado I had intercepted since high school. So I was erring on the side of safety.
Which is always the best thing to do.
Yep. Like, okay, you can see where I backed up here. So we were right here observing a tornado that was right here. So as the crow flies, that's at 23. So let me grab Google Maps. Let's see roughly how far we were from it. I've been estimating 3 to 5 miles because, I, until this moment, don't think, hey, Google Maps has a way I can just draw and see how far I was away from it.
Yes, it does.
So let's find where it was and where we were. Is that it? Over by on the other side of Sandyville. All right. And there it is. So let's get a good estimate of how far we were from it. If I can remember. If
you right click on the map,
yep, there we go.
Measure distance.
I was gonna say I do this for POTAs.
That's what I do too.
So we're gonna start there. Our endpoint, we're gonna say, is roughly right there.
Wow, you were way off.
We were about 10 miles.
Yeah, you said 5.
I said 5.
It's hard to guesstimate sometimes.
And it was. The thing is, I was fairly accurate with where the tornado was when I called it in, because I could see it was roughly S45. Actually, I think I was closer than that. I had to be over here by.
I think you were closer, because I remember when you were calling out, it was crossing
92
a route number.
The thing is, I was on my handheld a lot, so I should have got multiple beacons. But because I know 92 was. I know it wasn't here because I ended up taking that turn. That must have been the right area. Yeah, it was roughly 10 miles away. But I could see S45, and that's why I called when I was calling it in. I said it was near the intersection of 92, and I believe I said S45. We'll listen here in the raw footage here soon. But then when I called it out, crossing 92 is probably actually already across and then up here. So apparently Justin says today is the day. I don't know what today is, but apparently it's the day.
For me, today's the day to skip work.
Happens to the best of us.
I swore it said off today. I swore our calendar said off today. But I don't feel bad because there's a bunch of people also taking off. So,
well, that's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to pin John's message. I was in the wrong thing. I wanted to show that. Thank you, John, on the congratulations. It was fun. So yeah, we're roughly 10 miles away. I thought it was 5 miles closer. This tornado, though, I don't know if anyone has seen like any of the other chaser footage of it. This tornado from the base of the cloud down to the ground probably spanned 5 miles. It was what they call a drill bit. I call it a helical because it's got a very twisty movement to it. It's a very beautiful tornado. This is the tornado. When you say, I want to go storm chasing and tornado chasing, this is the tornado you want to see. You don't necessarily want to see a giant wedge EF4. It did take out one house down here. And I believe we'll see that when that happens, because I do distinctly remember seeing debris lofted into the air. And since it only hit one house, that would correspond with that. So we're going to go from that, and I'm going to still do share screen. Share screen. Or maybe I just want to do video. And we'll do video. Hold on. I got to get this loaded, guys. So we're going to go through the raw video of the intercept. So this is everything you guys have seen and before and after. So we'll get that playing right now. Oh, hold on. I'm going to do this on my screen because I want to watch it so I can talk through it. So hold on. I'm going to do this slightly different. Now you guys got to let me know if you don't hear the audio with it. So
I'm not gonna hear it.
This is the raw footage from the GoPro, guys. This is all recorded off of this GoPro. So you can hear me saying this is rain wrapped. We're in the forward flank right now. So we're going to start getting into the hail core here. That's my son. You're going to hear that high-pitched beat. That's my son making sure the camera's recording.
Where's the hail core? Yeah.
There, you hear me say, I got to back off. I'm not losing the windshield. Now, I want everyone to keep an eye off to this corner. And then see how long it takes for you to see the tornado versus it took us to. Hindsight's always 20/20. That's why we do this. You can see the clearing start to open up in that corner, which is where the tornado would be at. Or be coming from. That is you're hearing the analog for Indianola, the Indianola storm net. Okay, anyone see it?
No.
Right here.
Oh,
Watch it right here.
yeah, let's look a bit more to the left of that.
Yep.
All right.
Now wait, you'll hear my son call it out.
Area of circulation should be right in front of us.
It's right off camera right there. You saw it for a couple frames.
Yeah, you can see it forming right there. Oh, there it is.
Got one. Tornado on the ground. Tornado on the ground.
And now he gets the camera right on top of it.
So K0BJJ, I've got a tornado on the ground just southwest of Pleasantville.
The camera's really gritty here, but if you look down here, you can see the debris cloud.
2 to 3 miles. I've got debris lofting. I might have to back up.
And see, I'm not good at judging my distance here. I think I am a lot closer than what I actually am. And that's me calling into the 3119 Aries weather net. And I'm not a fan of this net controller. I'll make that clear. I'm not a fan of the guy doing net control right now. Because I should not have had to call National Weather Service on the phone, but I did.
Intersection of Highway 92 and S45 south of Pleasantville.
And that's accurate. From the videos I've seen, the other videos, that's 100% accurate. I knew where the tornado was. It was near that intersection. This is me now having to call National Weather Service. Tornadoes hit him behind the tree. Another thing I should have done is probably turn the windshield wipers off at this point. But
Hi, this is spotter JP202. I've got a tornado on the ground near the intersection of Highway 92 and S45 south of Pleasantville. It's about ready to cross 92.
and when I said it's about ready to cross 92, I think it was already crossing because 92 dips down.
All right, thank you.
But for me being 10 miles away.
Yeah, it doesn't look that big of a tornado.
Yeah, it was an
Probably the
EF1. It was 50 miles wide at the widest. Or
Wow.
50 miles, not 5 miles, 50 yards. Sorry, 50 yards wide at the
Oh,
widest.
50 miles, like that's crazy.
No. 50 miles wide would have taken out a few cities.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you're so far away, it's kind of hard to tell. It
Yeah.
looks small to me, but
It is. It's a very small tornado.
still 50 yards is 50 yards of damage.
And it hit a house clean. They were out there cleaning up 2 days ago.
I was amazed at this footage just because the tornado went down and then out, almost like perpendicular to the ground and then down.
Yeah. And like I said, I was watching radar because the radar circulation's up here. That's how many miles ahead of that actual touchdown. That circulation, the radar's seeing right up there. It's not seeing what's on the ground. And about this time is where, if you watch the edited video, the footage from the Bender family, that's when they're getting this footage. This is just a mile south of their house. I am glad the editor got to clean up this footage a lot more. This raw footage is pretty rough.
I think my water spout. Looks like it's roping out. We're on the right side of this thing now.
Hear how my oldest is getting excited. Let's go. Now, here's where I made some more mistakes here. But I'm going to be coming up on a turn here shortly. And I'm going to miss a turn that I need to take.
Looking like it's going to potentially hit 14 across just north of Otley.
So we'll go up to the intersection. We're watching it. Oh. Now, after taking this, I need to take an immediate turn that I don't take. And that's still rotating. We still have that upper level circulation. It did put down actually about 10, 15 miles east of where I'm currently sitting again. But
so are you driving north right now?
Northwest.
Okay.
I'm driving away from it. And there's a road up here that I needed to take. That's actually the Bender house right there. That area. So. And that's me relaying to Pella, hey, keep your heads on a swivel. It's headed towards you guys. But yep, this road that we're about to pass is the road I wanted. And there it goes. And that pulled us out of the chase for the rest of it. So the rest of it's me just driving and getting lost. Because, you know, you never get lost. We just simply get misplaced. But no, it was a fun chase. Like I said, first intercept I've had since high school. So it was a boatload of fun. I don't think it was choppy because I was streaming live. I think it was just, I don't know why.
Were you streaming from the GoPro?
I was streaming from this phone.
Okay.
The GoPro wasn't even networked up.
Okay. I'm just trying to, I guess we're trying to figure out what camera was taking what video.
This was taking that entire stretch of footage.
Okay.
And then in post, after I got it into the editor, it cleaned it up and made it very fluid. So all the information was there. It's just in that raw format. It didn't, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing about action cameras I really don't understand. And if you're recording video, you should be recording the video. It should just be a very fluid thing. But somehow that was choppy. I don't know. I thought it might have been something with your bandwidth or something right now.
No, actually, and if anyone looks back, we were live streaming that. If anyone looks back, I removed the live stream because the bandwidth was gone.
Yeah.
You can't see that entire stretch. That was all live streamed, and no. So we've made an executive decision. We're no longer going to be live streaming storm chases.
Well, it's better to not one less thing to worry about.
Yeah.
When you got your safety on the line.
And John, yeah, that video was actually fresh. That was saved locally, so that was pulled off the camera straight onto the computer, and that's how that footage that we just watched looked. So, I mean, it was a crapshoot. It really was. But yeah, so next time, this will be on the dash. This will have a forward-facing look. And then for anything out the windows, we're still going to go back to the GoPro. So there's going to be, and then I'll use add the editing software to get it different. Actually, what I need to do, John, and I'm going to throw this out here, we don't generate enough revenue with the channel for me to do this, but what I need to do is have this connected to the network, because this is all this and this and my tablet, which is in my backpack, is all going off the internet from this. So I'm hot spotting 3 devices. One was a live stream, the other one is radar, off my phone. So what I need to do is be able to afford to have this added to the network as a regular phone, or just data, so that way streaming off of this. And the tablet needs to have its own SD card for network, so that way it can pull its data. So that way I'm not getting choked through on this. Just can't afford to do it right now. So backup plan, I'm eliminating the live stream. That'll free up bandwidth. I need the radar. And DMR, you heard the Indianola weather there for a little while. They were breaking up hard. They were the weather net. So if I didn't have the DMR, I didn't have any way to report it to a local hams. And honestly, the DMR net should have been able to report it to National Weather Service. But given who was net control, that was not a thing. So I ended up calling them on here, which is one of the reasons why I actually took this. This is no longer the live stream. This was the live streaming camera last year. But I need another way to reach out to National Weather Service, because I ran into stuff last year where stuff wasn't getting reported. So backup, and it worked. When I heard I'm away from the phone, okay, I'm not. I have one. But lessons learned on it. It was first chase of the season. I need to do what my oldest said after he got annoyed with me driving around the lake twice. Pick a storm and commit to it. I've seen pictures and stuff, and if you look at Twitter, I can't put them on because it's all copyright stuff. But there were probably 40 chasers on that tornado. If you type on Pleasantville, Iowa tornado, in the Google, you will find Brandon Kopic's video. You will find, there's another guy I was talking to recently. Everyone have vantage points on this thing. When I called it in the National Weather Service, I did not know, but Marion County had a deputy on it. So this was already getting reported in the 911 dispatch, which means National Weather Service was already aware. I didn't need to make the phone call. But as a chaser and a spotter, you don't know that. It wasn't until I watched a video afterwards when someone said, "Yeah, I've got law enforcement up. Marion County's got a deputy on it." I didn't know that till 48 hours later. So, I mean, this tornado was covered from different angles. Law enforcement was on it. When I called them in and I said, "This is what I got where," I got a thank you. We'll let them know. And that's probably because they had probably gotten numerous phone calls. It was handled. It didn't bug me. But we did have an intercept. It took 3 years to do it, but we had one.
Yeah, just got to get that timing right.
Yeah. And the thing is, I sat down in Knoxville, and if I would have stayed down in Knoxville, instead of driving all the way over to Indianola and then all the way back, it would have went right in front of me. Or if I would have just went out to Merle's house, my supervisor who's had that video that he let me use, it went a mile south. I could have sat in his driveway and recorded it from a mile away.
Well, it's hard to say when you're doing storm spotting where to go. I mean, if all of a sudden something happens and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go over that way, then you might get there and catch it all or most of it, or catch it as it's dying out or disappear altogether. You're like, well, it's kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You got to take a chance and go one direction, or just sit there. I mean, it depends. If something's coming that way, you might want to sit there and wait for that thing to come.
And the thing is, it's just a giant guess, and I'm not sure if National Weather Service would have the radar loop. I guess I could Google it quick. I didn't check that. I had a couple days to check that, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And that's right, John. That's 100% right. I gotta
Yep.
always learning something. Every once in a while, they'll have radar loops on them.
Oh, that's real good, Jeff.
We are always learning something. That is right. That's the track map for Adair County. They actually might have it. Hold on. This is from June 30th last year. We had a little tornado outbreak last year. That's the DMX summary. I'm going to just play around on National Weather Service website a little bit. I might find it. I don't know where I find it. I mean, they have a bunch of stuff. Weather history?
Yeah, I was looking it up, and a lot of videos. I don't see any radar loops, so.
No. And would wonder if they actually have any, because it was such a small event. Past weather plots.
Yeah, like I don't even know they have the one from the tornado that touched down in Delaware. I think it was a few days later. I think. Or was it a week before? I don't remember.
Okay, addressing this one, Chris. Right now, what the Des Moines is doing, Des Moines National Weather Service, is you can call them on the phone, or you can be part of what's called the National Weather Service chat, and where you can basically send a message. They also do a lot of social media reports. If I would have took a picture of that and tweeted them, they would have got it almost instantly. What we're working on in my particular group of the Iowa radio operators is we're trying to get them back on the ham radio because they have access to it, but yeah, trying to see. I don't think I'm going to be able to find a radar loop unless Convective Chronicles has it. I could always check them. They might. Yeah, they don't use it. I need to reach out to some of these guys and see where they get their radar loops at. I don't know. Let's pull them up. Convective Chronicles, if I know I've plugged them before, and I'll plug them again. A lot of really good information. Yeah. He's not going to have it up. He's got a breakdown of the February 2023 derecho that hit Oklahoma. He doesn't have anything for April yet. But Yeah, no, the weather loop, as soon as they said, Indianola said, hey, it looks like there might be something spinning up. You could see it on radar. Beautiful velocity couplet. I was driving, so I didn't have enough time to switch over to the coefficient correlation and see if there was being debris lofted. My game at that point, as soon as I saw that velocity, was to see where it was tracking and to punch it that direction, which is what I did. And like I said, when I'm calling stuff in on the radio, I was on this one. So this is also where you're getting the APRS beacon from. My mobile rig is set on analog. So that way I can talk to the local plane area. Like you heard me call out to Pella. Hey, is there anyone from Pella on the air? Yeah. Okay. This is what I just saw. This is the direction it's heading. Heads up. Now there were people from Newton listening down to Pella. And then they relayed, hey, we need to keep our heads on the swivel because if it's coming through that area, then it's going to hit up here. And see, I'm technically the Jasper County Emergency Coordinator, but I've beat that horse to death. What's been going on with that? So I chase now. I go out of area. I was in 3 Aries districts that day. So I started in Jasper before I went down to Pella. My oldest had an appointment. That's why we started in Pella. Pella is its own Aries district. We went over into Warren County, which is its own Aries district. For a while there, I debated jumping up into Des Moines, which would have been a 4th, but we stayed in 3. We were in 3 Aries districts that night. 2 regional districts and 3 individual districts. So, because each county is their own district. So, with me doing chasing, I could end up anywhere in the state, and it's good to have analog. So, actually, when it went northeast of us, if I would have been able to keep a track on it, I could have reached up northeast. They actually have the iWarn system. And there's a repeater up in Tama, which is actually where it was tracking to. If I would have been on it at that point when it dropped the tornado over by Grinnell, which would have been a 4th Aries district, by the way, if I would have made it over there, I could have alerted the guys up on the iWarn system what was coming their way and what we had seen. And I just recently got that in. The iWarn system basically links Cedar Rapids with I-35. It's like 5 or 10 repeaters that they all have linked for weather. So, and I could reach them from my base radio down here, but when I'm in the truck, I add it on there, which is why I'm having APRS issues because I added that one in and I messed up my APRS. So that's why if you see me and I'm running analog APRS, I'm in China now. I don't know why. I got to fix something in the settings.
Yeah, you need to fix that. Don't use that radio.
Well, I use it. I just got to turn off the analog on it.
Turn off the APRS.
Yep. If I go strictly digital APRS, then I don't have to worry about it because then it'll just go through the local. But yeah, I got to get in the radio and switch that off. So lessons learned: commit to a storm, run towards it, and then get a little bit more ballsy. I erred on the side of caution. I was 10 miles away. We figured that out today. I was 10 miles away. I could have got a lot closer, especially on a tight tornado, a small tornado like that. But lessons learned. And that's why we do an after action report. I knew it was going to be a little bit harder on myself. But hey, I know next time, if it's a nice little rope like that, I can get closer. Now, if it's a wedge tornado, maybe I want to stay 5 to 10 miles away.
It's always best to err on the side of caution. So,
yeah, my security manager fears the day that I become Dorothy, and he has told me that from Twister. He fears the day that I get too close, and he gets a phone call saying that something happened. So But we got one under our books. We'll see if the weather cooperates. As you all know, with my work, I'm moving into a monitoring center. The last couple of weeks has been really, really intense. So I'm currently working my own job. The way we're saying it right now is I'm on loan. I've been given my new supervisor. I've been given my new title. I'm still doing my own job, my old job, because they don't have anyone to replace me yet. So I'm on loan, is the way we joke about. That being
No,
said, I'm helping them watch weather around the country because right now it's a small team and they're having to watch the entire country with warnings and stuff. So I'm sitting there in my office with my tablet, sitting there watching a certain area and just saying, hey, just so you know, this is tracking towards this data center. You guys might want to start paying attention to it. So even though I'm not doing the job, I'm helping them out. I'll message them, hey, I see severe weather is going to impact like 5 data centers. Do you want me to just keep an eye on a certain one and let you know if anything develops? And they'll be like, yep, go keep an eye on this one. So I'll just like go down and I'll watch that immediate area if anything's tracking. Then I'll be like, hey, heads up. So it's been extremely busy. But yeah. Paul just wants that better view. You know what, Paul? I got a deal. No guts, no glory. Get your drone license. I'll put you in the truck. You can fly a drone into one. No guts, no glory, right? No pocketbook. No, it'll come with comfort. Like I said, this is the first tornado I have intercepted since high school. I graduated in 2008. It's been a while. It's been a while since I intercepted. So as I get more comfortable with things, yes, I've been chasing for the last 3 years, but I should have pulled up. And from my perspective, if I look, remembering back, I was following one of the national storm chasers. Now I forgot his name. It's going to bug me. But I was following one of them, and I thought the tornado was going between us because I was trying to catch up with him. And I'm like, oh, this tornado is going to split between us. So which is why I stopped where I did. I didn't want to get closer to him because I thought it was going between us. Nope, it was a mile in front of him. So I could have ran right up on his backside and been perfectly fine. But from my perspective, I didn't know. Get me to Ohio. I'm tired of the Northeast. Okay. Well, right now is a beautiful time. As soon as I get off stream, I'm gonna open that door because it's supposed to be like 80 degrees today here.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. So it's supposed to be like mid 60s, I think. I don't
We're
know.
80s today, tomorrow.
Wow.
Wednesday, I think we're in the upper 70s. And then when cold front comes through and we drop back to seasonal temperatures, which is 60s.
Yeah, we're bumping up. We're gonna be 82 on Wednesday, 85 for Thursday, Friday, then down a little bit, then up and down, then down, down, down.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's beautiful weather. The only thing we've have in the forecast is non-severe thunderstorms, which those are supposed to hit while I'm at work. So I'm thankful for, because how it's been going this year is all the severe weather hits while I'm at work, which annoys me. And the thing is about this storm on Tuesday, we had another round of tornadoes that came through on Friday. And I'm not going to lie, I was extremely annoyed because do you take the guaranteed money or do you call off to work and take a chance at a tornado? My finances are at this point where I have to take the guaranteed money. So I was sitting there all Friday night watching weather go through, annoyed because I wanted to go chase. And then we had basically the almost identical setup happen a few days later, and that one I got to go partake in. So, I mean, patience paid off, but I mean, that's typically we don't have a severe. We had a moderate risk twice in a week. That's not typical for us. A moderate risk for tornadoes. Newton was in the hatch area both days, an enhanced hatch area both days. So it was pretty high risk the past week. Thankfully, everything's calming down right now, but it'll ramp up again, and I can't wait. I just want it on my days off. So, some of y'all might be able to see Twistatala back there. She's got a little skirt on. Miss Little Thing decided she wanted to be a woman, so she's got a skirt on. She no longer. So she's always my puppy, but so that's if you see her with her skirt on. No, we don't dress up our dog. That's a reason where she's got one on. So thought I'd point that out because I saw the skirt in the background when she
Didn't catch it.
Little bit of blue. She's laying down, but she's got a skirt or diaper on because it's that time of the month for our dog that we don't want puppies from.
Must be that time of the month.
Yep. I will say that's coming. That's coming up. We're gonna go get her fixed, and Avis, the storm spot and pooch, is just off camera. He's laying on the other side of the couch, and I need to get him out for a storm chase.
Alfred, do you want to go to the park today?
Uh-oh. The Poda Pug?
Yeah, he's sleeping over there. There. My finger disappears if I point.
The Poda Pug is going to go out and play Poda today?
Maybe.
Where are we going today, Jeff?
I might go up to White Clay Creek State Park, which is a twofer for White Clay Creek National Wild and Scenic River. It's a federal river system.
So you said it's a twofer. So what's it a twofer with? What are your K numbers?
It's the state park is K1743, I believe it is, and the federal one's K0898.
So there you go, guys. Watch for Jeff today.
Might be a little bit later this afternoon if I decide to work or not. I don't know yet.
So watch for Jeff. Got some chance work Jeff on Poda today. Maybe I'll have to pay attention and see if I can tune up.
Yeah, Poda's been interesting the past few days.
I've heard. I need to get out. I really do. And you know what I need to also do? I need to film the storm spotting rig and get that video going.
Yeah. I did do an activation on Saturday, but I did not film it. I should have. But I'll probably do a video for it anyway, I think. We'll see.
So other than Poda, Jeff, what do you got going on?
Oh, it's actually more Poda. Let's see. Next Saturday, I've actually loaded myself with a bunch of things. I have 2 remote VE sessions going on. One at 5. Well, one I have to be there at 5 p.m. Eastern, and then the next one's like 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern. I forget. But they're back to back. Before then, I'm going to be up at Valley Forge National Historic Place Park Battlefield Location Place, whatever it's called. Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, with some club up in Pennsylvania, which I have no clue of what they want me to do for them. And they won't give me, they won't call me. The person that's in charge just won't return my phone calls. So I'm like,
oh joy.
So, yeah, and just more POTA stuff for the rest of the month, each weekend. Memorial activation on the 29th down in Maryland for Whiskey 3 Romeo Alpha Romeo, who died last year. Guy that's kind of well known in the area, in the region, I'll say. But yeah, there's just a lot of that going on. Dropped a video this morning. I'm just trying to remember. Got ideas coming into my head for like non-POTA videos and stuff like that. My first one's not working out the way I wanted it to. I think I mentioned it last time I was on. I'm like, yeah, it's not working out right now. So
All I got going on is I got a lead on a super antenna. So I'm going to do a super antenna, probably a POTA, and then I'm probably going to try to do the remash up of super antenna versus Wolf River coil, because that did not represent super antenna properly. We had a faulty super antenna on that one. So if this one's working, I got a lead on a different one. We might revisit that Wolf River coil versus super antenna and see how that ends up going. But I got a lead on a guy from one of the guys in IRO. He's going to let me borrow it. He was actually going to let me do an unboxing with it. I'm like, dude, it's your antenna. I'll just get it from you sometime. Just have fun with your antenna. Got to do the storm chasing vehicle breakdown. Obviously, we've already made changes. This is no longer live streaming. This is going to be video. But and then yeah, I got to get out and do a POTA sometime. I've been craving to do it. It's just things are chaotic. I might be able to sneak out and do one tomorrow after a doctor's appointment. Yeah, maybe. So I might be on the air tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow mid-morning. We'll see. I gotta talk it over with the wife, because if I go out there, I might spend the whole day out there, and then I might have to have her pick up the kids from school. We will see, though. I've been craving to get out and do a POTA. I've got the Wolf River coil ready to go. I've got my portable rig, my new battery box ready to go, which is sitting down in the basement because we've had 2 days of severe weather in the last 14. So that was actually downstairs in case they needed to take shelter and they needed to charge their phones. So I moved all that downstairs. But I need to get out and do a POTA. Also, my wife started a YouTube channel.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you guys like to read and like book reviews, Captain Kansas on YouTube, that's my wife. As she gets some more content up, I'll probably start putting her channel in the description. But she reads extremely quick, and she decided, I'm going to put this out here for people to look up and watch. Actually, maybe I'll post a link for her. I'll plug her channel good and proper.
That's pretty cool. I can't say that I've seen that kind of video content before, but YouTube is filled with videos about everything. So I'm sure there might be a few like that out there already, but nice to see that she's doing that.
Yep. So she just started. She's got one review out. She just posted her first one yesterday. I told her, starting in the YouTube, and Jeff, since you're on YouTube also, you do YouTube also, you could probably, what I told her for my advice is take it easy. Don't burn yourself out. Worry about the quality of content versus the quantity.
Yep.
And because this is her 4th time doing a YouTube channel. And what she does is she gets so bent out of shape because she feels like she has to constantly rush stuff out. I'm like, no. I'm like, if you read 3 books and you have 3 reviews to do, then do a batch recording one night where you record 3 reviews.
Yep.
If you haven't posted a video in 2 weeks, you haven't posted a video in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can't get worked up about it. Do it at your own pace. Don't feel the need to be rushed to put stuff out. If you're not happy with what you have, then don't put it out.
Yep. So I think I've said it on here before. The reason why we have a weekly live stream, guys, is because this is my weekly content, because I can't guarantee I'm going to get a video out. And I like interacting with people. I like having Jeff come on here every once in a while. I like talking and, working radio on occasion. This is our weekly content. And last week we didn't have it because I didn't have a voice. So I wasn't going to sit here and try to, I don't know American Sign Language. I wasn't going to just talk to you guys in chat. I couldn't do anything. It would have been FT8 and me talking in chat. I wasn't going to do that to you. That's not the kind of content I like watching. So I wasn't going to push it out to you guys. So it was just one of those things. I sounded like Kermit the Frog. I was really high pitched. I didn't have a voice whatsoever, hardly had a voice. I was shouting at the top of my lungs and I was squeaking. So I wasn't going to subject anyone to that because that's not what I like watching. So, and now here we are a week later and I've had a tornado intercept. I've Got my voice back. It's all good. And I got chores to do. Yeah, actually, the first thing I'm going to do after we get off the stream is I'm going to go start the snowblower up and run it out of gas.
Out of gas, eh?
Yep. That way I can store it because I don't think we're going to get any more snow this year. Knock on wood.
I'm still waiting for the snow. April 7th, 2000. It snowed. I remember that.
I think we're done this year. So, yeah, I got to go get this snowblower ready to get put away. The last 3 snow events we had, we did not put new gas in the snowblower. So I'm hoping it's going to run for like a half hour and just be done. But, yeah. First thing I'm going to do is when we get off here is I'm going to go out, open the garage door, to pull the snowblower out, fire it up, and just let it run full throttle until it dies. So I got to get some house chores done. Like I said, I could probably record a video. I might do it tomorrow on the storm chasing vehicle. I got stuff I can do. I will say this, guys, if you do see me storm chasing, I do wear this shirt. So if the crappy F-150 doesn't give me away, the crappy F-150 with the 60-inch antenna and my call sign on the back window does not give me away, this shirt will. May 6th, POTA outing in Iowa. May 6th, Big Creek State Park. I'm going to plug that every stream we have until we get there. I will be there around noon. I took the night off. I confirmed with my new supervisor that I'm not going to be there. I will not be working. I will be at that POTA outing. Should be a lot of fun, being put on by Story County Amateur Radio Association. Group outing that was kind of empowered by Iowa radio operators. We're going to have a lot of Aries individuals there. Going to have a lot of upper management there. We're for sure going to have 2 emergency coordinators, district emergency coordinator, possibly 3 ACs. We've invited state. Who knows? It's going to be a good outing. I'm expecting no less than 20 people. And we're going to be working POTA.
Cool.
We're advertising it around for people that are interested in getting ham radio to come out because we're going to have a club out there. If I get a radio set up, I am not opposed to letting people operate under my call sign. So, I mean, we're doing it in a high traffic area. Hopefully we can get some people interested in radio. So May 6th at 10 from 10 to 6. Should be a good time. Well, there's her pretty skirt.
Yes, it is. There it is.
Well, Jeff, do you have anything else you want to add or plug right now before we take off?
No, but I should be doing some cool. The next few things for my Parks on the Air stuff is going to be pretty cool. That Valley Forge thing. It's for a club that I'm not part of, so I don't know how I'm activating. If I'm going to be under the club call, or maybe I'll do my own. I might just drive off somewhere else to the park and activate that myself.
I'm not going to lie. I'm jealous of all your historic areas out there.
Well, yeah, it's nice to have all the historic stuff out here. Funny thing that came up this weekend with another YouTuber, and Rhode Island it's the smallest state in the country, but it has more parks than Delaware. It's like 54 parks right now. Delaware has 43, and we lost 2 within the past few months. There are wildlife areas that got merged into a larger one. So it is whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to make some history happen, or find them. Petition your state. Make this place a state park. You bastards.
We could, that May 6th, maybe we form a mutiny or something like that, and we get something going. We're working a lot of different angles. Like I said, there's a lot of talk on our Iowa only Discord about different Aries things going on. POTA's big over there. Like, if you guys work like POTA from anyone in Iowa, odds are I talk to them almost on a daily basis.
Is that so?
Almost, yeah.
No, remind me later. I just talked to someone in Iowa, I think.
Let's see. KC0UJC was out yesterday.
Oh, where is it? I love it that I can never find stuff in my program.
The biggest person I think we have right now on that Discord in POTA is KC0UJC Nick.
YA Whiskey 9 Yankee Alpha Charlie. Yeah, that was last weekend.
I don't talk to him much. I've talked to him, but not much. NF0T NF0T is also out there quite a bit.
KF0CGP.
CGP. No. Now I'm getting targets to get in here.
How about K0KLB?
K0KLB. I'm surprised he's not in the chat. I need to actually reach out to Kevin. It's nice. We need to go do a POTA.
Yeah, he's not here. I was surprised. Maybe he's busy.
He's a busy man. If he's not buying a truck from one of my old supervisors, he's doing something else.
Yeah, and hopefully we're going to do another group activation somewhere here in Delaware. The guy that had the Wanco 6 kilowatt generator / light tower that we've used a few times bought a school bus, a small school bus, right? The small bus. That he's turned into like a amateur radio unit on wheels or something. So I haven't seen it yet.
If we can get the channel to blow up, that is my long-term goal. I either want to buy an ambulance, because look at the inverters and stuff in that. That would be a good portable radio rig, or a short bus and convert that over. And I could put a bed in there and I could just pull out to the park, set up real quick, have the antenna there, lay down, take a nap. I would be golden.
To make it a little camper.
See, and I've told the wife this, she shakes her head. But that is my long-term goal. I would love an ambulance, just because huge alternator, inverter, almost perfect.
And all the storage stuff in that thing if they haven't stripped it.
Right. So a lot of people are beating me to it. I've seen a lot of these, self-sustained rigs and stuff, and I'm like, I want to do one. I really do.
Yeah, I would like a small camper. That'd be cool.
So with that, I think we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you, Jeff, for being on this morning. I appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, we will see you guys all next time. Let's see if I can get the outro going. Oops, I forgot something. Outro. We need an outro, guys. We can't leave without until we have an outro. Hold on. If I can find it. There we go. See y'all later. 7-3, everyone.